50-year-old great guy, and they counted the bell, 10 bells for him earlier in the evening, and a sign of respect from the other officials.
Our condolences to the Wood family. He was a gentleman.
Very nice man, and it's really a tragedy.
Take a look at the knockout ratio. Mayweather 83%. 4 of those 10 knockouts have come in the first round, 7 in the first 2 rounds. Arroyo has 6 first-round knockouts. He has 1 knockout loss. Both of these men have Olympic experience. Arroyo, a member of the Puerto Rican Olympic team in 1988, the team that went to the Seoul Olympic Games.
And, you know, we just saw Floyd Mayweather crank up the double left hook against Arroyo. He's a pure puncher, Floyd Mayweather. He is a guy who can knock you out, and he feels that way. And in that sense, he reminds me a lot of Oscar De La Hoya, in that when De La Hoya became a pro, he really used his power well, and that's what Mayweather is doing.
We saw Mayweather make his pro debut on ESPN back in October of 1996. Second-round knockout against Roberto Apodaca. In fact, his first 3 bouts were on ESPN. Some rough stuff. The referee steps in and takes care of things. He's fought in Biloxi once before, has Floyd. That came in July of this year. 5th-round TKO against Jesus Chavez. And a little bad blood, heads coming together. Mayweather barely touching the gloves and then diving in.
Freddie Steinweiger already has his hands full here.
So, plot thickens here in round 1.
Arroyo's the kind of fighter who has kind of an awkward style, and a combination of his style and the way Mayweather is grabbing him behind the head is creating that situation, the head's bouncing back together. But see, that's what Floyd Mayweather can do. He steps back and says, okay, I don't want to stay on the inside, so what am I going to do? I'm going to use my jab, stay on the outside. Look at him, very smart. You won't see most young fighters immediately make that adjustment. He did.
Al, you know who he reminds me a little bit of? Oh, look at him, he's blowing kisses. He's not going to endear himself to many fans with that. And we saw him hot dog in his first couple of pro bouts. I mean, and he's backed it up.
Well, I think in this case, some of that came from the fact that there was rough stuff early in the bout.
Reminds me a little bit of a young Meldrick Taylor.
Yeah, that's a good, very good analogy. Who, of course, was a featherweight and then a junior lightweight. And Arroyo says, "You may blow kisses, but I can throw a right hand in earnest," and he landed one.
Final seconds of round number 1. Hector Arroyo and Floyd Mayweather don't like each other. Bit of an abrasion under the right eye of Hector Arroyo. We begin round number 2 in the scheduled 10-round junior lightweight bout. Bob Papa, Al Bernstein, welcome you back to Biloxi, Mississippi. The Grand Casino. Numbers in round 1.
Well, in a rugged round, Mayweather ended up landing only 29% of his punches, but that was enough to have the edge over Arroyo. He was busier. You know, Mayweather sparred with a middleweight, Ray Collins, and also with Kennedy McKinney, who, of course, just had that big win over Junior Jones out in Las Vegas.
Mayweather, born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but wanted to get good sparring and a lot of competition in the gym, so moved to Las Vegas.
He has thrived out there.
A little lead right hand from Mayweather. Now, one thing his uncles mentioned, Roger and Jeff, especially Jeff, he says Floyd must use his jab more. He has a tremendous jab, but maybe it's coming a little easy for him, and he's throwing those lead rights too much.
It's really a very good observation. And sometimes he'll get in there and just throw left hooks and battle with a guy. When he jabs his way in, he's effective. Now there you see he was able to throw that double left hook and get it in, so maybe he didn't think he needed the jab. But he's picking up the beat here in round 2, and Arroyo's showing you that he's a skilled veteran. Blocking those left hooks from Mayweather. And I think you can tell already Arroyo's prepared for this bout. Both mentally and physically. And he's firing back on Mayweather. Even though he lost the first round, toward the end of that round, he was nailing him with some right hands.
Arroyo fought on October the 18th in Florida. First round TKO against Jaime Abrica. You know, one thing you have to note about Mayweather, fans tuning in might be saying, well, maybe he's just another overhyped Olympian. 12-0, 10 knockouts. But in his last 3 bouts against Luis Leija, Philip Garcia, and Angelo Nunez, those 3 went into those bouts with a combined record of 51 wins and 28 knockouts.
Nice right uppercut by Mayweather, but you see Arroyo is going after him. Steinweiner's warning Arroyo, but I have to say Floyd is doing a lot of holding inside that's making this even uglier than it needs to be.
Work your hands free inside. Keep your hands working inside. Watch your head.
Hector Arroyo is making the kind of fight he needs to make to be in this fight.
10 seconds to go in round 2. Mayweather putting his punches together. Arroyo standing right there. Things heating up in Biloxi.
In this posture, he's able to use his long arms and his crafty style to land a little bit and not get hit with the big punches by Mayweather.
Round 3 underway. Take a look at the numbers through 2 rounds.
Mayweather with an edge, but not an enormous edge. And you know, Roger Mayweather was talking to us about Arroyo, and he really made a very good observation. He said when you look at him, he looks like he's probably very much a classic boxer, but he isn't. And it's true. He's really more of a kind of an awkward, brawling type of fighter who doesn't jab, doesn't stay on the outside and do things a boxer does. He's at his best when he's brawling. He was 1 fight away from a world championship. He was ranked #1 by the WBA. And he lost to Manuel Gomez, did Arroyo, in a fight he was winning every round, got tired, got knocked out, and that dashed his title hopes. There's Roger Mayweather, 2-time world champion, uncle of Floyd, who tutors him in boxing.
You heard it.
You had it with the left hook. Hey!
They want to see more of that left hook.
He's got a good one.
Hook.
Right there!
He followed to you with the hook. Chase with the hook.
Drop it, drop it.
You know, Floyd Mayweather has so much confidence and so much ability that he is the kind of guy, though, that will drop his hands, leave his head in a vulnerable position, and only time will tell whether really experienced fighters like a Gennaro Hernandez, who is no doubt looking in on this just to see what a possible future opponent might look like. He may have to make sure that he tucks that head in and protects it against a fighter like Hernandez.
Well, the great ones do it when they're young and they can take it to the next level, and the pretenders get their block knocked off.
A very good comment, and it's absolutely true. Working the body, Mayweather does not forget to do that. One of the signs of the maturity that we've pointed out he has beyond his 20 years. Arroyo has found a home occasionally for that right hand. That one glanced off the head of Mayweather. Hector's having a hard time figuring out what will work offensively.
Final seconds of round 3. And his scheduled 10-rounder between Floyd Mayweather and Hector Arroyo. Hope you're enjoying the action on the Deuce.
A nice combination, including the uppercut by Mayweather.
Round number 4 underway. You get a look at the theater of the Grand Casino in Biloxi. Beautiful place. Right on the Gulf of Mexico.
We have not been to Biloxi in quite a while. And I'll tell you, all up and down this strip, there are some very nice hotels. They've done a lot in this area, that's for sure. Mayweather in round 3 with an edge of 8 punches.
Mayweather giving Arroyo a bunch of different angles.
You know, this is all great, but you know what Floyd's doing in a lot of these cases? He's slapping with a lot of his punches. And two punches might be better than 5 if you're going to slap with the last 3.
Al has it a shutout.
I feel like Mayweather has won each of these rounds. One was closer, but I thought he's won them all.
He doesn't seem, and this is not to take anything away from Arroyo, but Mayweather doesn't seem as sharp as we've seen him in other bouts.
Well, and part of that has to do with the fact that Arroyo could very easily be the best guy he's faced. Certainly Leija, who was 18-3, was a very good fighter, but Arroyo was in fact ranked #1 as recently as 2 years ago, and even though he's fallen on harder times in terms of winning fights, clearly he's not a bad fighter. And also, he brings a style to this fight that, as Roger Mayweather aptly pointed out, Freddie Steinweiler got in the middle of the fighters, couldn't get away. As Mayweather aptly pointed out, it's not a style that's that easy.
Chanting Hector.
No, break it up, stop the punches. Come on, stop all that inside. Break it up.
Floyd trying to taunt the fans, too.
Doesn't need to be fighting anyone but the guy in front of him. And I think part of the reason people started chanting that is, and you made a point early on in this bout, some of the showboating of Mayweather not only maybe didn't enchant the judges, but some of the fans as well.
Arroyo using his face a little bit there.
Working hard on the inside. Not everything landing, but he's doing lots of punching and having himself a much better round. And that was a nice right hand to the head of Mayweather.
That one landed.
Best round of the fight for Arroyo by far, the first one he won.
Well, Mayweather looks to answer as we come to the end of round 4, scheduled for 10. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round.
Wow. Then a right hand by Mayweather and went down right at the bell. Got to his feet, looked a little wobbly, but he will go on.
So let's see if Mayweather can capitalize on that now. Normally when a boxer knocks down another boxer out, it's a 10-8 round. Did you feel Arroyo had won that round up until that last sequence?
I actually did, but I'm going to give Mayweather a 10-8 round in any case because of the severity of the knockdown. He is whacking Arroyo. This fight could well be over here in the 5th round.
And Arroyo had to get up because in Mississippi you can't be saved by the bell except in the final round. And now Arroyo trying to tackle Mayweather. Good
work by Freddie Steinweiler, standing 8 count.
That is in effect in Mississippi.
That's an appropriate call, and this is why I like the rule. He's penalized already, but now it gives him a chance to see if he's going to be all right. Some would argue the other way, and they'd say, gee, Mayweather could have finished him off without that standing 8 count, but I like it.
Now there is a 3 knockdown rule. And there's plenty of time left in round 5.
Look at the body work by Floyd Mayweather. That's the part that really impresses me because most youngsters wouldn't be doing it. And he knows the combinations to use. The uppercut started it. And that'll do it.
Fred Steinweiler III says this is over in the 5th. Fans don't like it, but I think it's a good stoppage because I don't think Arroyo was going to